Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. Today, we're going to do an update on that crypto portfolio that we've been building in the bear market, but we're building it for the bull market. As a reminder, this is not financial advice. And if you're new here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and let's get into it. Remember, not financial advice. You got to do your own research. So, as a quick update, how we are doing on this challenge so far, we have put in $1,400 so far. As I mentioned in the previous video, the allocations have really been majority in Bitcoin and the rest in Ethereum. 60% Bitcoin, 40% Ethereum in that sort of split. And the reason we've done that is because as we prepare for the crypto bull run, there's going to be lots of time where there will be drawdowns on our favorite cryptos. So as much as you want to buy Cardano, Solana, Matic, AVAX, whatever it may be, just realize that these altcoins still have approximately about another 50% drop that are just sitting in there, and they are way higher risk. Whereas Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know that that's what everybody sort of completely believes in. And once all of that gets saturated, once those coins go up significantly, when we approach the bull run in the later half of next year, like somewhere around the halving between April and August or December of 2024, we're going to see all of that run up. Once that run up is completed, we'll see Ethereum run up, and then the top altcoins, and then every other crypto. That's sort of how the cycles have been going. So far, as you know, we started with $1,000 on August 10th. We put in $200 every other 2 weeks and do updates weekly on the crypto market. You know, it sort of gives me a reason to make these videos and sort of highlight to you exactly what's going on, because I get a ton of questions. Keep those questions coming in, because one of the things I love to do is I will find some time during this video to answer some of the questions that I've either seen in the comments, questions that have come through on our free public Discord. So just keep them coming. So we put in $200 so far, 2 extra times, putting in around $1,400. And as of right now, we are down about 10% in our portfolio, which is, you know, very small potatoes, nothing to be worried about, because we're going to dollar cost average over time. And I really believe we are close to the bottom on Bitcoin, where and you know what? I won't even go in there yet. I will sort of let that come when we get there. Now, if you were taking a look at CoinGecko or any other sort of crypto tracking portfolio, crypto tracking website, you would have noticed that all the cryptos in the last 24 hours saw a massive dump. And right now, in the last few hours, they've actually almost done a U-shaped recovery. In fact, Bitcoin has basically gave up sort of a ton and sort of came back. They lost 700, gained $700. Everything else is sort of halfway or 1/3 the way from where they came down. And this has a lot to do with FTX. So there's a significant milestone you should be aware about. Over sort of the weekend, a lot of information was spreading around potential big sell pressure. So as you know, FTX went under last year. It caused a huge ripple in the crypto market. Sam Bankman-Fried and his girlfriend, who apparently didn't want to use her math degree when it comes to sort of running their business, right? Turns out they were very irresponsible, gambling with investors' funds. Surprise, surprise. This is a story as old as time. We talk a lot about centralized versus decentralized exchanges on the channel. And this is why I'm such a fan of decentralization, because every time something goes wrong in crypto, it has not been a decentralized issue. It's always been centralized. It's always around an organization sort of taking users' funds and misappropriating them, whether it was Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, Gemini, the list goes on and on. And honestly, it gives crypto a bad rep. And yeah, there are some issues in the decentralized space, mainly around the scammers who make their own tokens. But these are the ones you always hear about. These are the ones that make the news, BlockFi, Celsius. So the idea here is that FTX will likely receive approval on Wednesday, September 13th, to sell $3.4 billion worth in crypto, the majority of which is sitting in Solana, around $685 million. 529 FTT token, because I mean, who cares? Who wants that? 268 million in Bitcoin, which will easily get gobbled up, and very trace amounts of other cryptocurrencies. That being said, people are using this opportunity, especially institutions, to create drama, to create a trap, to sort of create FUD. And the reality is, even if that approval comes through on the 13th, we're not going to see the sales on those dates. And people love to share drama because that's what sells, right? The reality is we're likely going to see this 200 million a week sale as reported. And honestly, they're not going to allow it to just completely sort of tank the market, right? We're likely going to find a way to brokerage this and sort of do this on the sort of down low, probably get an underwriter involved, sort of negotiating that terms of sale. And basically that makes sure that all of these sales comply with the sort of laws and regulations. And this is going to take a couple months, right? So like, that's the other thing. If it all happened at once, of course, we would see a massive drawdown. People would panic and whatever. But what we're going to see is sort of trickle selling over time. But don't forget, the market makers want you to think that this is going to be a huge calamity because they want you to sell your tokens to them, namely, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that they can get a cheaper price before they drive those tokens up. And this is another sort of thing that, you know, confirms what I've been saying this whole time, right? Seeing that sort of drop down in Bitcoin down to this liquidity zone where we see it's around 23,600 all the way to the bottom and 24,000 around here. And I drew this a long time ago. Just go back a couple months, you've seen videos, probably the month and a half when we were at 30,000. I was making videos letting you guys know that, hey guys, this is not a good time to be buying because I expect the liquidity zones down here to be taken out. There was a liquidity zone here in the 28,000 range, which I've removed because we broke past it, but you'll see it in future previous videos. We have now sort of, after trading in August, we've broken through this liquidity zone and and today we got really close to coming in range of that bottom liquidity zone, right? The one around 24,000 to 23,500. And the expectation here is there really isn't that much below here. So yes, while it could sort of trickle, we're not really expecting to see the lows back here in March around 19 or 20,000, and especially not to see the lows back that we had in November of 15.6 thousand. So this is actually a really good opportunity, and I've been saying this every single week. The 23,500 to 24,000 range is a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic spot to load up Bitcoin. If you haven't, remember, not financial advice. You guys got to do your own research because I don't want you blaming me, just like I don't want you thanking me if this sort of works out. This is how I'm going to play it, and I've been playing it exactly right like this. Obviously, when I'm sitting here in the crypto tracker, every 2 weeks I have to sort of add to the position because we're dollar cost averaging. This is very different than if I was doing a bulk buy, which is what I'm saving on my main account. This is just the $1,000 US account that I'm sort of being very open and public with. Let me know in the sort of comments below if you want me to share in the descriptions the link to DBank, which will actually show you the holdings in that account at all times. It's very cool. Post in the comments below if you want to see that. I'm more than happy to start sharing that in the channel description as well, so you can manually check and see how this challenge is going and sort of see what the updates are without waiting for the video. But that all being said, I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. We saw this sort of draw back up in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. And, reality is like, yeah, while it may sort of come back here, I'm expecting this to sort of come and trickle down all the way down here once again. And once it does, I expect us to sort of break through this spot up here around 31,000, right? So I expect us to come above here. So this is why I'm going to be really going hard on buying not only Bitcoin, but Bitcoin mining stocks like Mara. Now, I did get a question in the Discord. How do you buy Mara in online? And the one thing I want to make very clear is Bitcoin mining stocks like Mara and Riot, these have to be bought through a stock portfolio or a stock exchange, whether it's Interactive Brokers, Webull, TD Ameritrade, etc. If you're interested, take a look into those platforms, and those Bitcoin miners for the most part. I only really invest in Mara. Mara and Riot are okay because not only do they sort of mine Bitcoin, but they're measured on their future earning potential and the Bitcoin that they have sort of on their balance sheet right now. And we got Ben Ramirez here. Ben, it was great to see you. It was great to see you last weekend. I'm here catching up on some videos because I haven't made them in a really long time. But Mara, Bitcoin, this is really where I'm going. 23,500, 24,000 Bitcoin. We are getting super close to that. If we take a look at Ethereum hasn't really recovered to the same extent as Bitcoin has since their drop yesterday. And this really speaks to why you have to be very careful. Your money matters. Do not be putting more than you need to in altcoins. And that even includes Ethereum. That's why I have a favor toward Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is number one. It's the number one crypto. It's the one that people consider their safety. Why? Because it's limited in amount. And no matter what happens, Bitcoin will always exist. And that there's no future where Bitcoin fails and other cryptos succeed. That's why make sure you have your Bitcoin allocation if you're invested in crypto. That's my opinion. And then Ethereum is the one after it. I'm not buying altcoins, and I have not bought altcoins in months. And I will not buy them until I see Bitcoin do a massive rally. There's no point in doing that. Otherwise, you're just going to see it bleed out. Now, one other question I was asked is, in this portfolio, am I staking my crypto? So there are a lot of people who have taken advantage of some amazing liquidity pools. And a liquidity pool is where you put in equal amounts to tokens. So let's say it was Ethereum Bitcoin. I put $500 in Bitcoin. I'd have to put $500 in Ethereum if that was the pool. And then when people traded that back and forth on a platform, I would make interest through earning the swap fees. Now, the challenge here is obviously there might be a time commitment on how long you have to have it in there. Also, if one token sort of goes up, it will sell that token to sort of get more of the other, because they always want to make sure it's in balance. So if one, your $500 in Ethereum makes, or $500 in Bitcoin becomes $600 in Bitcoin, then it will sell off some of that Bitcoin to buy more Ethereum. So now maybe you have 550 in each, 550 in Bitcoin, 550 in Ethereum. So I really don't like staking when I expect there to be big moves in the market. And for that reason, I'm not touching it. There are also, you got to be careful when you stake. If you are staking, make sure you're staking on valid, viable platforms with enough liquidity so you don't get drained. This is where expertise really comes in. If you haven't checked out Christian Peter's channel, I'd say he's probably one of the best experts that I know in that. And he sort of stakes Ethereum, stakes his Bitcoin, stakes all of his tokens, and he's got sort of the lowdowns. If you haven't already, just type Christian Peter into YouTube. I'm sure in his videos, you'll find places that you can stake your crypto if you want to. Because of the portfolio, the way I'm doing it, I want to be very flexible, very mobile. I will not be participating in that on this portfolio. That being said, I do stake in my main wallet for some tokens like GMX, etc. But complicated, don't want to get into that here. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Would love to hear from you what your thoughts are. If you're interested to join our free public Discord, ask some questions so you can see in the next video, and I'll also answer them there, or post in the comments below and let me know some questions you have. I'll make sure to cover that. I'll make sure to bring that up in the next video. I want to make this a regular occurrence. That being said, I will be sort of out of town for the next couple of days. And because of that, I may not be able to post another video until Thursday. And I'll probably do my DeFi Kingdoms one then. So that being said, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you once again. Follow me on all my tech. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.